Division II state champion Graham Falcons and the defending Division I state champion St. Edward Eagles battle it out on the mat tonight. It's high school wrestling, and it's next on Spectrum Sports. Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to St. Edward High School in Lakewood, Ohio. It is time for some wrestling action, some of the best wrestling action you're going to see in the Buckeye State this year. I'm Ryan Mitchell. Beside me is Don Lawrence. And Don, we've got two of the top teams, not just in Ohio, but in the nation going at it today.
Yeah, it's going to be a great night of wrestling. You got the Lakewood St. Edward Eagles, the storied program, one of the top in the country. Started by Howard Ferguson for the most part in the late 70s. They started their run of state championships, and Coach Urbis has carried that over. They're still one of the top teams in the country.
You certainly are. Taking on St. Paris Graham today, 17 times in a row. Graham has won the Division II state championship in wrestling, and these two teams go at it every single year. It's a very historic battle, and I'm not sure what to expect tonight. Let's take a look at some of the potential matchups that we have here. We're going to start at 152 pounds, which will start us off with, boy, they're all outstanding matches, but Patty Gallagher will go for the Eagles. That's going to be Joey Sanchez to start things off for the Falcons, and it just gets better from there as we continue on. Hudson Hightower is tremendous. Ryan Thomas is one of the best kids in the state at his weight. As we look at these first 7 weight classes, there are no dogs in this.
No, all, as they say, big guns. Guys that have been on the podium at the state tournament, guys that have traveled all over the country, been on the podium all over, and just top-notch wrestlers. A lot of them on their way to college after this season. It's going to be a great night.
And then we'll turn the card over to go with the lighter weight guys, and we're going to run our way up to 145 pounds, which will be our feature match of the night. Sam Dover taking on 3-time state champ Mitch Moore. So settle in. It's going to be a great night of wrestling action here from St. Edward's High School, and it's all coming up right after this on Spectrum Sports. Today's match is sponsored by Financial Providence Group. And we are just about set for action here at St. Edward High School. Graham and Ed's, the two top programs in the Buckeye State, no doubt about it. We are likely to see a repeat of this matchup, or possible to see a repeat of this matchup in a few weeks, as Graham is going D1 for the state duels this year. They were given the opportunity. They elected to go ahead and jump up to Division I, even though they are a Division II school. So there's a chance they'll see each other again in a few weeks. Tonight could be just the appetizer to see who is the state champion in Division I for the team title. But they're going to have some competition because there's a lot of good D1 teams this year, Don.
Yes, there are. But it's a great thing for Coach Jordan to step up and say, listen, I want to go against the best in Division I. I compete in Division II, but I'll take this challenge and I'll move up to Division I and wrestle these guys.
They step up every year and wrestle these guys. Both of these teams wrestle extremely tough schedules to get ready for the postseason. We are just about set for the introductions of the starting lineups. We're going to start at 152 pounds, as we said. So we're not quite yet ready to get underway, but we are getting closer and closer. So we're starting at 152 pounds because many years ago, to try and avoid people leaving the gym and leaving the heavyweights to wrestle in front of just friends and family, they draw a weight class now for a lot of these duels randomly to see at which weight class you're going to start. So we're going to go at 152 pounds, and then we'll go in order all the way up to heavyweight, and then we'll go back down to the lightweights, 106 pounds, and we'll finish up at 145 pounds. So you randomly draw which weight class to start, and then you continue to follow it all the way around. pounds. So that's how we start at 152 pounds today. We'll do the same thing at the state duels. And of course, if there's more than one round, the next round starts with the next highest weight class, just to ensure that everybody has enough time to rest to comply with the 45-minute rest rule that is in place for high school wrestling. These two teams know each other very well. They were both at the Ironman tournament at Walsh High School earlier this year. They only had a couple of head-to-head matchups, which is not surprising because there are 800 teams at the Ironman. Maybe not quite that,
right?
But just the odds of meeting up with another team more than a couple of times, pretty slim.
Yes, yes. A lot of the top teams from all over the country show up at that tournament. So yeah, it's quite the event.
So now we'll have the captains meeting at the center of the mat. St. Edward Eagles in the green warm-up tops and black bottoms, and of course the Graham Falcons in the white singlets today, black warm-up tops. They've got a variety of different things going on out there. Our referee today is Fred Feeney. He will be calling the action. And so we will indeed get going at 152 pounds as the captains shake hands at center mat. Patty Gallagher is going to be scheduled, at least, a freshman, to wrestle for St. Ed's.
Fred Feeney, like you said, refereeing this match, one of the top officials in the state from the Columbus area. He does college level matches. He's been around for a long time.
He certainly has. Joey Sanchez is out there for Graham, and it is Gallagher. And Gallagher kicking out of a takedown attempt there for Sanchez, who was runner-up at the state tournament a year ago. Or excuse me, fourth last year, rather. And actually, Sanchez is down a little bit. 2 years ago, he was at 152 pounds. Then last year, wrestled 145 pounds. It's very unusual for somebody to drop weight. But when you've got the kind of lineup that Graham has, anywhere you can get in there is a good place to be.
Yes, it's not an automatic that you're wrestling at the state tournament one year and then fighting for a lineup spot the next.
Absolutely. Out of bounds they go. Graham in the white singlets. St. Edward in the black singlets, gold trim. Unusual knee pad there for Sanchez, who's in on a shot, trying to finish near the out of bounds line. Has one leg. Looking for the other. Gallagher dives over top, catches an ankle. And now trying to fight it off. Now Sanchez is in a good spot because his back is to the out of bounds line. Trying to finish, and there's the points. You see the red ankle band on Sanchez, so Graham will be the red team, and St. Ed's will be the green team in this one. There again, you look at that knee pad, it's turned backwards, back behind the knee.
Yeah, at this point of the season, you got all kind of crazy injuries, tough injuries. Like you said, they battled some of the top teams from around the country, and
good mat return there for Sanchez.
yes, it was. Yes. And just a nice battle right there on the edge of the mat. Way to, a lot of wrestlers give that up going off the mat, and just the way they battle right there. Nice job.
And you're absolutely right about injuries this time of year. I don't know that anybody's feeling 100%. You've gone through the lion's share of your schedule. A lot of teams have completed most of their tournaments before the postseason stuff. A lot of duels going on this time of year now. Some teams still wrestling duels and tournaments, having to make weight twice in 1 week. That can be tough.
And then just their wrestling room. The guys on their team that they got to compete with on a day in, day out basis.
You're banging heads with some of the best in the state everywhere you go. First period comes to a close. Sanchez has one takedown, leads it 2-0 over the Fargo All-American, Patty Gallagher. Sanchez will start on bottom here in period number 2. Right off the whistle, switch attempt, stopped. Saw from Sanchez and seeing now from Gallagher, not a whole lot of getting out to the side and taking chances for turns here, just establishing control. Of course, no riding time in high school, thank goodness.
Fred Feeney right on him.
Absolutely. Potentially dangerous, the call there. When a referee puts one hand behind his head, that's a stoppage. And then they will restart without any penalty. Both hands behind the head. That means you've got yourself a technical violation and a penalty coming. Try a little hip over there, Sanchez. Couldn't quite make it happen.
Nice job by St. Ed's here, stopping the first move.
Yes, indeed. And you know what? That's for a freshman Gallagher wrestling a senior here in Sanchez. It shows you just how good his hips are, because Sanchez hit that hard, and the way he hipped in, most guys would have been reversed there. Now we're in a scramble.
We're going to see a lot of that tonight, Ryan. A lot of scramble situations. These guys get better and better at it each year. And
Gallagher gets the 2. So he had the escape for Sanchez to go up 3-0, and now he's only up a point. And now Gallagher wants to go back to his feet. 4-2, Sanchez on top. This gym is already loud. It's only going to get more and more so. Good shot by Gallagher. Near the out-of-bounds line as the single elevated and shelved.
Nice tree top.
Didn't give it up, though. And now we'll see. Now the crowd here wants the call for fleeing the mat. They're not going to get it. Continuation of wrestling action is the ruling there. Sanchez back to his feet. Looked like he was almost looked down like he was going to concede that takedown on the out-of-bounds line. Didn't do it. Now goes to his back. And Gallagher unable to capitalize on the momentary lapse. Boy, that's a nice high C. All the way through.
And you wonder with Sanchez with that knee injury is how much he practices every day.
Well, and right here in this situation, stretching that leg out, you might be able to see some effects, but he didn't seem to be suffering any ill effects with Gallagher in, trying to extend that left leg of Sanchez. A lot of times when you've got an injury, that straightening, that pressure against the ligament, that's when you see guys wilt.
Yeah.
So
stayed strong. Still battling as we head into the third period.
And interesting here that Gallagher chose feet. A takedown ties it. But he was not able to escape from Sanchez in the first period, so that I'm sure weighed into it. Shot again. I don't know how much longer we're going to see these shots heading toward the out-of-bounds line. Stoppage before the throw happened.
Gallagher coming in.
Well, if we keep seeing Gallagher come in, we're probably going to see a stall warning here.
Yes.
In the fairly near future. Gallagher's done a good job of continuing the pressure forward.
Yes, he has. He is definitely coming at him. Definitely coming at him. Impressive for a freshman. And there, like you said, Ryan, there's your stall call. Good call there.
Now, Sanchez can give one more and still be in the lead. But up 4-2, if he stalls again, it'll be a one-point match. Then a takedown all of a sudden puts him down. Gallagher now very close on the out-of-bounds line, and the supporting points went out, so they'll restart in the center. Jeff Jordan now, the coach of Graham, imploring Sanchez to move forward.
Gallagher still putting the pressure on him, still coming in.
Nice ankle pick. And that's the difference. That's the fine line. Wow. Between moving forward and exposing a front foot for an ankle pick. And for Sanchez, he knew how to take advantage of it. Now under 30 seconds to go. And it's a three-point match after the escape.
Impressive, like a boxer that looks like he's down and struggling and still has that one good punch left in him.
Found that opening. Outside single now. Now Sanchez tried to spin around, but Gallagher did a nice job not hanging down on the ankle where Sanchez could get loose, but bringing one hand up to block the thigh. Now he gets the takedown, and now it's a one-point match. Still in control, didn't give the escape.
Keep him out.
And now, if you're Sanchez, you got to keep going because a stall call ties the match. They're out of bounds with 0.2 seconds remaining.
Kind of a little hiccup right there for the freshman. You got to kick him completely out, let him get his one, and then you're off and running.
And a 7-5 win for Sanchez. That's a 3-point victory, so Graham jumps out on top first, 3-0. All right, Ryan Thomas of Graham taking on Hudson Hightower from Eds. Hightower is a freshman. Thomas a senior. This is the second straight senior freshman matchup with the experience in terms of age favoring Graham.
Hightower's brother, 3-time state champion for University
School, yeah. Very strong program, great institution there. I coached there for a year.
Then he went on to OU. And had a great career down there.
And now it's Thomas. There's the takedown as the arm finally comes free. Ryan Thomas ranked first at this weight class in Division II, ranked third at this weight class in the nation. Hightower ranked 8th in Division I at 160 pounds on the season. Thomas is committed to Minnesota. Not a bad program.
The Gophers of Minnesota. Like Coach Higham, they're one of the top programs in the country.
Absolutely.
Battling in the Big Ten.
And they are one of the top programs in the nation. And to see what Ohio State did to them the other day, just dismantled their lineup, it tells you just how loaded the Buckeyes are this year.
Very, very exciting time to be a Buckeyes fan.
You ain't kidding. Shot now. And Thomas looking for another two. He's got it. Up 4-1 now. And stall call as they go out of bounds as Thomas unable to bring Hightower back down to the mat in a timely fashion. Under 15 to go. And if you're Thomas here, you just want to ride this period out. Don't give up the escape point. That stall call, I'm sure, is going to stick in his craw a little bit. Hightower doing a great job, continuing to come to his feet. And that's how the first period comes to an end.
Tough being a freshman and going against a senior, but especially at this weight class. You see these freshmen are at such a high level of wrestling.
Yeah, you get that second half of the weight classes. If you're a freshman in there, that's a big fella.
That's a big fella, yes.
And it's strange, you see more freshmen at the heavyweight and 220-pound weight class than you do, 195 to 145, 152. Because there are kids that are just big kids, and that's where they are. You're a heavyweight, you're always going to be a heavyweight.
Right.
You get into these mid-upper weights, it's uncommon to see a freshman. And if you're Hightower, not only are you a freshman at this weight, but now you're seeing the third-ranked kid in the nation.
That's a tall order. That is a tall order for that young man.
He's got Thomas's head buried here, not able to do anything with it. Now we'll get a fresh start.
I don't care how often his older brother, who was a 3-time state champ, beat on him growing up.
Yeah.
It's a tough.
It's different in the basement than under the lights.
Yes.
Thomas looking for takedown number 3 here. Good finish. Good change to a double. And you can see the patience there of Thomas and the experience. Just had the single leg locked. Didn't have it open. Waited for the reaction of Hightower. And once he got it, changed to the double drive through, get the 2. And now he's going to go back to his feet. .30 ticks left in period number 2. 6-2 is the score after the uncontested escape. Gives Hightower yet another point. That's a rule change from a few years back now. It used to be if you wanted to let your opponent go, you had to show the referee an optional start sign and then place your hands in the middle of their back and then let them go. A couple of years ago, they decided, let's do away with that chicanery. Just tell the referee you want to go back to neutral. We'll get there, but your opponent does get the escape point. And now the second period comes to a close. Let's look at Thomas there. And Hightower as well. Something I just noticed and thought of after 4 very, very tough minutes of wrestling. Neither of these guys the least bit gassed. Tremendous conditioning.
Tremendous conditioning by these athletes.
Well, that's a nice shot. And again, picking up that single. And that time didn't have to wait around holding on to the single. He knew what he had. With Hightower down to his hip. And now Thomas going to try and put on a takedown clinic here. Because every point matters. Not just match point, but for the whole duel. You win by more than 8 points, you get an extra team point. You win by 15, you win by 5 team points, and of course the fall will get you 6. Right now, Graham leads it 3-0.
Like you said, every point matters, and a lot of these come down to 28-27, 25-26, and you had a guy that won 7-1 or 7-0. He could have got another takedown and pushed that to a major. Got, like you said, the 4 points for his team. And I'm sure that's what Coach Jordan's looking for out of a senior.
No doubt about it. He's got just over a minute to get it done. He's up by 4 points. And now just hanging on to that leg. He's burning some time here and also burning a lot of energy. This is not a foregone conclusion. A 4-point match is within the margin when you're on your feet of a big move. Hightower were able to catch Thomas in something feet to back. Himself a set of back points. All of a sudden, he's in the driver's seat.
Boy, Ryan, you look around this gym and there are a lot of college coaches here. You see the Northwestern jacket, the Virginia Tech jackets, and these guys with their notepads.
Does a nice job of Thomas staying on the toes and spinning around. Hightower unable to keep him from going. And there again, now a 5-point match with under 25 to go. 7 points, and now the bench screaming at Thomas, let him go, get one more takedown.
Down to 15. This freshman Hightower is impressive in this match. He's battling.
He is battling. He knows what's at stake. He knows if he doesn't give up a takedown here, he saves a team point. Under 5 to go. Not a win for the freshman, but a victory in the last few seconds.
Correct.
To keep it to within a regular decision. So 12-6 victory for Thomas. And Graham goes up 6-0 in the dual meet. That puts us at 170 pounds now. And we're going to have Rocky Jordan for Graham.
At 170, Rocky Jordan from Graham,
Michael Garkar from St. Ed's. Jordan, a senior, already twice a state champion. Son of the head coach, Jeff Jordan. Last in that line of brothers, the other two currently wrestling in scarlet and gray in Columbus, Ohio. Nice shot by Garkar, showing no intimidation. Now Rocky Jordan, biggest of the 3 brothers at this point in his career.
Yes, you're right, Ryan. The biggest of the 3.
Gets the takedown on the out-of-bounds line. He put a lot of torque on that knee, and Garkar lost his concentration momentarily and gives up the takedown. Garkar, a sophomore. He was on the Ohio freestyle dual team. Rocky, like his brothers, will wrestle at Ohio State. Roll through tilt. Doesn't quite have it at 45. Did we get a call? Yes. He got a quick 2 count from Fred Feeney. Fred was all over it. As soon as he went into the 45, he did get the count. Looking for it again. Here he again, not the total 5 count, but another set of 2 back points. And Jordan goes up 6-0.
One of those things that's almost like a snowball going down a hill, because it's going to pick up steam with Jordan here on these tilt series on the top position.
You and I have been working together on these state wrestling tournaments for a long time. We have seen Rocky win the last 2 state tournaments and do it convincingly in the finals.
I saw Mitch Clark come in, and he's one of the fans in attendance. Mitch Clark, I remember
he could ride a little bit, couldn't he?
He could ride a little bit, that young man. One of the most dominating performances I've ever witnessed at this NCAA championships, where he tech falled in the championship and NCAA finals in the first period.
Not a guy you wanted to be underneath. You didn't take bottom when you were wrestling.
Correct.
In fact, he runs camps called Take Top.
Take Top, yes.
Another set of back points for Rocky Jordan as they went out of bounds, makes it 9-0. Ten seconds left in the first period. And if you're Graham, it couldn't have gone a whole lot better there in the first 2 minutes. If you're St. Ed's, you got a lot of work to do here to try and get this back to the decision margin and then try and make your way back in the match. Who knows, maybe catch him in something. Rocky Jordan won the Ironman tournament this year, that prestigious tournament. And Walsh Jesuit High School, one of, if not the top high school tournaments in the nation. There are a few that can make a claim. But I think most of the experts will tell you it's the Ironman and then a lot of people fighting for second.
Yes, it is. Yes,
right in the cradle. And there's the fall. How about that? Quick as you please. Rocky Jordan with a pin. 16 seconds into period number 2. And that is big for this duel because it puts Graham on top 12-0. Bonus points are crucial. We will step away here momentarily and come back with the 182-pound match on Spectrum Sports. Underway here at 180 pounds. Jura Zakib going for St. Ed's. Andrew Schaefer for Graham. Zakib, a senior. Schaefer, a sophomore. He's in on the shot, and he's got the 2. Schaefer ranked 10th at this weight class in Division II. Zakib unranked in Division I. This is one of those matches. Who knows how it's going to go? It can swing one way or the other. And again, both teams are hoping not just for the win, but for some bonus points to put themselves in a good spot in this duel.
Tell you, Ryan, you look around this gym and it's just amazing. The banners, the state championship banners that hang from the rafters here. It's very impressive. 31 individual championship titles. Not individuals, but individual tournament for St. Ed's over the years. 31 team titles. They've won the state duels twice. They have 11 national championships. 106 wrestlers wearing a St. Ed's singlet and stood atop the podium at the various locations the state championship has been held over the years. A lot of teams, a lot of schools with like 106 match wins at the state tournament in their school's history, let alone 106 champions. Graham has won the last 17 Division II championships, 19 overall. They've won all 5 of the state dual meet series. They've been national champs 3 times. There's a shot. No points yet. It's got to bring it back down to the mat. Zakib doing a nice job here, fighting it off. Boy, nearly had something of his own there with an ankle pick. But in the scramble, Schaefer unable to hold on to the leg, and so Zakib fends off the takedown, and we'll go to the second period with Andrew Schaefer on top 2-1. Like you said, these teams travel all over the country and wrestle, and so coming in here, the Graham Falcons, not intimidating. No, they've been some of the top gyms and arenas around the country.
Last week, Eds went to the Detroit Catholic Central Super Duels up in Michigan and beat 3 nationally ranked teams. They've beaten 9 nationally ranked teams already this year head-to-head in duels. So they've got a team that can do some things, no doubt about it. Zakib right there trying to use his length with the stoutness of Schaefer, able to fend it off. There again, those long arms coming right in your living room here. And they're going to get a stall call there on Schaefer for backing up.
You know, talking about just over the years of both programs, you know, a lot of schools, you know, have that 3 years or 5 years. They get a couple of brothers that are twin brothers or a couple grades that are and then add a couple and they have a few good years, but to do it for this long, like Monroeville.
4 state champs, 4 four-time state champs. The only time they've ever had one, before or since. All came within a 2-year span of their age. Of course, you have the brothers Stieber. That'll help.
Battling
for the 2
just
here.
Awesome how these guys are battling.
And he'll get it. 3-3 match.
With authority, slamming it to the mat.
Brought him down, as you said, with authority, but within the rules.
Very physical on top.
And the Eagles bench imploring for another stall call because Schaefer had his head on the mat. If he gets that head up, you're not going to get that stall call, but when you have your head hanging down, that's what a referee will look for. I don't know that Schaefer was stalling there, but that's what a referee will keep his eye on. Is the head down, is the head up?
Momentum has definitely changed in this match, though.
Certainly has. All tied, 3 apiece. But Zakib certainly has had the better of the second period. I think the referee is in there talking right now to Schaefer to tell him to get moving. Another stall call gives Zakib the lead here. Under 20 to go. Look, St. Ed's or Iowa. Entire crowd calling for stalling.
There it is, an escape.
And out of bounds they go. And that right there,
that is impressive.
Schaefer stayed in that position, waiting for exactly that thing. Waiting for the pressure to shift just enough that he could scoot the hips out and get that one. So that's cagey.
That's.
And that will get injury time as Schaefer heads over to his corner. So he got the point. He's up 4-3 heading into the final frame.
Schaefer using an inhaler. I don't know if it's an asthma or what he's got going, but trying to get his breathing under control. So he'll start in the top position. We'll see how. Not much of a rider there.
No.
No.
So now it comes down to this.
All tied up.
Done on their feet. Schaefer has been warned for stalling. Zakib has not. Each wrestler with a takedown. Schaefer had his back in the first. Zakib does have the momentum here. He's got the home crowd behind him.
Wrestlers come in all shapes and sizes. You look at this. Got the stockier build from the Graham and tall, lanky St. Ed's. Battling here, 4-4.
That's smart by Zakib. Just keep driving him out of bounds, knowing his man's been hit for stalling. And now the Graham bench wants stalling.
In on a leg, in on a leg.
Finish got brought to his knees, though.
In on a leg.
Zakib has that length you were talking about, able to fight it off. Out of bounds they go. Continuation of wrestling out of bounds. Back to the center. 1 minute to go. And stalling is the call on Schaefer for taking too much time to get back to the center. And now Zakib is on top, 5-4. I wondered after the last one if that would get into it. Now, Schaefer had a nice shot last time.
Yeah, he
was not able to finish it. And you can see Zakib is trying to drive, and get another stall call. And injury time. Now this will give choice of position to Zakib. On your second injury stoppage, if you have had an injury time and then you have to have a second, your opponent gets choice of position. So Zakib has the option of taking down and escaping to go up 2 points.
And I believe that's what Coach Efron is telling him. You're going to hit the down position, and yep, like you said.
And the way this match has gone, the way the flow of the match has gone, I don't know what the proper decision is to do here. Traditionally, you would take the bottom, because as long as you don't get turned, you win. You don't have a stall call. You can stall down there, and you can get the escape and go up 2 points. But the way this period and the last went on their feet, Zakib has had the better of the matchups, although Schaefer came closer to a takedown here in the third. They will go the traditional route. And Schaefer's going to concede the escape, knowing he's got to score to win no matter what.
No matter what, he's got to get one solid takedown here. Push it into overtime.
That's the chess match going on between the coaching staffs here. 35 to go. Schaefer trying to tie up with a man a lot taller than him.
He's in deep on a leg attack.
Can he finish with the taller opponent?
Wow.
Yes, no. 2 points is given.
Down to 20 seconds. Need an escape.
Now you've got to ride if you're Schaefer.
Oh.
Schaefer got the points, but Zakib looking for the pin.
Oh. 8 seconds left in this match.
No back points awarded.
6-6. No back points awarded. It's 6-6.
Zakib had his back exposed, but he was on top of Schaefer. Schaefer has to hold on to the ankle.
Down to 1
second left, and they'll go to overtime.
Go to overtime.
Stalling at the very last moment is the call.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about
Fewer
that.
than 5 seconds remain when they went to the ankle.
They need to be going into overtime. I mean, you're not allowed to hang on that ankle, but...
Well, usually the referee will give... There's no rule that says it has to be a 5 count, but it's usually at least a 5-second allowance, and he went to the ankle with 3 seconds left on the clock.
That's a nice job by Fred Feeney. He waved it off. He understood. That's great. He waved that off.
Yes,
they're
so
going
we will have overtime. That is the correct call.
I believe so. I believe.
He went to the table.
He's in on a leg again. He's in on a leg again. Oh my goodness.
How about Andrew Schaefer, the sophomore? That match swung back and forth like the ocean motion at Cedar Point. And it comes out in the favor of Andrew Schaefer. Final score in overtime, 8-6. What a match.
What a great match. 2 injury times, 2 inhalers. Oh my goodness, he battles and goes offensive with a nice leg attack.
Well, when he needed the takedown, he got it twice. And that'll put us at 195 pounds with Graham now on top, 15-0 in this duel. In terms of maybe the ranked matchups, St. Ed's is starting to get into the meat and potatoes of where they have the advantage in 2 of these next 3. Gage Braun ranked 2nd in Division II. Cody Howard ranked 2nd in Division I. And Howard also ranked 9th nationally. Boy, nice quick shot and in on it, finishing is Cody Howard.
Impressive. Leg attack and kicking him.
Boy, he wants bonus points. Goes that half in deep. He's got long arms.
Braun 2nd in the state last year.
Was indeed. Both of these guys finished runner-up in their respective divisions. Braun also was 5th at 182 pounds 2 years ago as a sophomore. Both of these wrestlers are seniors. Tremendous strength in the legs and hips for both guys. Takedown number 3 for Cody Howard. Goes up 6-2 in this first period with still over a minute to go. Lots of scoring opportunities remain here. Howard. Actually, we have a change here. Graham sending out Trey Pence. And so maybe we see some shuffling here for Graham. So Trey Pence is in.
And he's under fire here, to say the least.
Definitely is.
Yeah.
But again, if you are the backup and you go into a match like this, you've got a job to do. And that job is to not give up extra points. If you can get in there and be competitive and win the bout, that is great. But certainly, objective number one is to give up as few points as possible if you're the backup going in a duel like this. In a lot of cases, you want to go out there and get the win. Help your team. Howard looking for back points here.
So Coach Jordan pulling the first.
So we'll see if Braun is out of the lineup tonight or if he and Johnny Schaefer will be bumping up. Howard in the shot again. And a quick finish for two. Another shot for Howard. And another takedown.
Now what Howard has to realize is, yes, it's great. You're trying to get this tech fall and letting them up and taking them down, but again, like you said earlier, you're getting 5 there.
Right. 5 for the
if you're beating the guy this, if you're beating a guy this bad, your team needs 6, not 5.
Already down by 15 points. I mean, up until this point, things have gone as well for Graham as they could have gone. And now Howard will issue the uncontested escape. So 16-8 is the score.
Again, that blast double's unstoppable right there for him.
Halfway through regulation, now Howard trying to work from on top. And he stepped 1 foot out of bounds, so out they are. Now the coaching staff saying, stay on there. Let's try and find ourselves a pin. He's up by 11 points. Because this gives you some options. If you can't get a turn here in this period, now maybe in the third period you can do something feet to back or continue to work. If you get it right up to the margin, where one more takedown gets it for you, or where a set of back points where a guy's able to get off his back.
Yeah, like you said,
fall, you don't get a chance to work for the pin. And this is the kind of a turn where I don't know if you're going to get a pin here, even if he's successful with this turn. He's able to rip that chin over and get some back points.
There, up.
It's a good deep half again with those long arms, kind of behind the hips.
A lot of fight out of this young man.
Absolutely. Neutral to begin the third. There Howard is on that takedown, and that makes it 22-9. A couple more takedowns.
Oh,
Tech fall.
Nice cradle here, locked up. It's a great pinning combination. He's staying with the cradle. Got to bump that hip over.
That body long and not give it up.
Here it comes.
Howard.
Here it comes.
For Howard, you got to make sure that inside shoulder can find its way to the mat. That's what often keeps this from being a pinning combination. There he got the switch where he needs it to be.
Wow.
And there is the turn without the pin, so it will be a tech fall. 25-9, the final score. And 5 points for St. Ed's. They are on the board. Graham leads them 15-5. We're going to have Gage Braun bumping up here to 220 pounds, taking on Seamus O'Malley.
We'll see how this move has worked out for Coach Jordan.
Shot by Braun, in tight. As we're talking about, Gage Braun catches the takedown, and he's up by a 2-0 score. Second at state a year ago. Fifth as a sophomore. Ranked second at 195 pounds, but bumping up here to 220. Take on Seamus O'Malley, who is 14th ranked in Division I. So that would seem to indicate that Johnny Schaefer may well bump up to heavyweight to take on Lucas Santillo. Assuming it's Santillo for Eds. These are the games that coaches can play. Moving guys around in their lineup a little bit within the rules. They're looking for that guillotine.
Here it comes.
Along with those long arms. He's got the head hooked. And now the back points come. And you can see the pain on the face of Seamus O'Malley. That is not a fun place to be. You're not going to pin a guy here very often unless you can wiggle your hips out and then come up on top. 26 seconds left in the period. Braun, for the moment, looks content to just ride this period out right here, go up 5-0 into the second period. And again, this is an opportunity to continue to put a lot of torque on that shoulder that can have an effect for the rest of the match.
Yes, it can. Yes. Quite the tall order, though. You're a 195 pounder, and they'll bump you up to 220. Quite the jump in weight classes. Doesn't take them long to get out, though.
Very quickly up and out. Second time we've seen that arm drag attempt for O'Malley. Obviously something he's comfortable with.
And deep on a double.
There's solid finish. Braun on top now by an 8-0 score. So he's into bonus. Coach O'Malley will have a chance to get it out of there.
Tough to get out of these legs once the guy has them in this deep and settled in. It's a tough.
Well, and you can see the body style of Braun. He's long and lean, and long legs. Really allows him to get a lot of leverage. Under a minute to go here in the second period. O'Malley to his feet. Had some distance, unable to capitalize on it. This duel started at 152 pounds. Joey Sanchez with a 7-5 win. Put Graham on the board. They got another win at 160 pounds. Ryan Thomas over Hudson Hightower. Rocky Jordan with a pin at 170. Andrew Schaefer won it in overtime for Graham at 182. That put him up 15-0 in the duel. Ed's got on the board at 195 pounds with a very solid tech fall performance by Cody Howard over Trey Pence. Graham leads his duel by 10 points.
Like you talked about earlier, this is just a could be a preview of what's going to happen in the Division I state duels. Again, a lot of top teams.
There are really good teams. LaSalle down in Cincinnati. Illyria's got a good team. Brecksville, look out for them as well. This, I think, thinking back over the previous 5 years of the state duels, I think this is the most intriguing year at Division I. I think St. Ed's, of the normal Division I teams, clearly top ranked. Maybe out of bounds line, and out of bounds they go. But with just a few breaks going the way of another team, it becomes very, very competitive among the top 4 to 6 teams.
It does, yes. And in this sport, you know, like you said, a match here, a match there, that you're on paper you're going to win, and it doesn't work out always like you think it's going to work out on paper, and going to be some great battles.
Absolutely. Graham will come out of the Central District in Division I. O'Malley trying to work inside here. Braun has been comfortable wrestling from space and really from everywhere so far. Now a double leg. O'Malley to his hip will give up the takedown, and that makes it 10-0 here in the third period with 1 minute to go. Interesting to see if they go out of bounds here. Looks like they will. Well, now with Braun to the outside, he may drive back in. What he wants to do here in the final 45 seconds. Again, you'd love to get those extra bonus points if you can get from a major into a tech fall. We're a long ways away from that now. 5 points going by takedowns. You would need a bevy of takedowns to get there. We've seen already once. Braun with a leg turn. You'd need 2 turns in 35 seconds.
Yeah, but you would think you would go for you know, more of a sense of urgency here for some, you know, fall, back points and right into a pin. But
again, up a weight class, wrestling a bigger opponent. You wonder how much of that energy got burned out in the first 2 periods.
Good call, Ryan. Yeah.
There's only so many cobs in the crib when you head onto that mat. Once they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah. And that, like we said, that is a lot of weight to give up from 195.
Braun's going to come away here with the victory. The final score will be 10-0. That is a major decision, so 4 more points for Graham. He puts them up 19-5 now. We'll wait for the announcement of Graham's heavyweight. And it will be Johnny Schaefer bumping up. Schaefer 7th last year in the state at 220 pounds. He's been their 220-pounder most of the year. He was 5th at 220 2 years ago. In on a shot. Can't quite finish. Lucas Santillo, 9th ranked Division I heavyweight. Schaefer ranked 2nd at Division II at 220 pounds. And again, giving up a fair amount of weight here.
In deep on that leg attack, Ryan, and just couldn't finish it.
Schaefer weighed in at 221 pounds, which is within the limit after the Christmas allowance of a couple of pounds, and now into January you get another.
Santillo weighed in at 244. So about a 20-pound difference in these guys. Nice, solid finish there.
Tremendous change of direction for Schaefer. That's the difference between that takedown being awarded and being stuck under a much bigger man for 30 to 40 seconds and burning up a lot of energy. It's a tremendous lesson for young wrestlers out there, wrestlers of all ages. Change of direction, movement, driving forward, not staying still, certainly not underneath.
Certainly not underneath. Like you say, you just burn a lot of energy. It's
now a deep half here.
Productive.
Turned away by Santillo. Schaefer looking nimble up here on top.
Yeah, and we're at the heavyweight weight class, and you're like, look at these guys, and they're wrestling like lightweights. Impressive.
Not a lot of heavyweights can do that. Cameron Teacher of Central Crossing won a state championship a couple of years back. And he was a heavyweight who was very, very light on his feet.
Fun to watch, that young man. I remember him.
On to wrestle at Notre Dame, I believe.
Yes, doing well.
If I remember right, he didn't start wrestling until his sophomore year.
Yeah, quite the Cinderella story.
Yes.
At the state tournament.
Nice young man as well. Was it Nagel from Delta many, many years ago, back in the 90s, a 4-time state finalist, I believe a 2-time champ. He's another heavyweight that could move well.
Before him, the guy that comes to mind is Luke Fickle.
Luke Fickle was tremendously light on his feet. Tommy Rowlands, the guy who didn't start out as a heavyweight.
Yes. In fact, going back, I can remember sitting in this gym watching an Eds match, Tommy Rowlands beside me, and he was wrestling 130 pounds.
After an escape, it's 3-0 Schaefer. Nearly had another takedown there. Tommy went on to have a tremendous career at Ohio State. Great battles with Stephen Mocco.
Battling right there on the edge of the mat.
Both of these guys going right at it. Minute 4 to go in the second period.
A lot of the young wrestlers need to pay attention to that, how these guys flurry and wrestle and keep wrestling until that whistle's blown. They're wrestling right on the edge of the mat. They don't stop.
.40 seconds to go now. Still a 3-0 match.
A lot of heavy hands action going here. Another leg attack.
Well, tried to. Yep. Takedown has been awarded here, so 2 points for Santillo.
Wow.
Schaefer tried to roll through initially to continue action, and then very nearly avoided the takedown. The control is established long enough for the referee to give the 2 points. So now, with under 4 seconds to go, we'll see if Schaefer has something in his bag of tricks for a quick escape here. If he did, he's not showing it now.
No.
He kept that in the bag. All right, so we go to the third. 1 point match. Schaefer on top. Santillo chooses bottom. And if he can escape here, Weber sells a tie match. Ooh, boy. Very nearly turned himself into a turn. Had Schaefer been able to catch that down arm and drive in, you'd have seen that referee swiping the mat. Counting back points.
Well, Ryan, you see a lot of these young men walking around, 3rd graders, 4th graders, sitting on the edge of the mat with their St. Ed hoodies on. And
it's a culture here, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Certainly not just wrestling. St. Ed's has had a lot of success in all their athletic programs over the years. But I think wrestling is definitely the king of the gym here.
Santillo needing an escape to tie it up.
There's a swipe. There's a swipe and 2. That's back points. Just over a minute to go. Now, until that hold is broken, the back points won't be awarded.
Well, you'd think you'd be in decent shape. Down by 1, you're in the bottom position. But Schaefer takes advantage of the tilt series.
Yeah, turns at heavyweight that don't go for pinning combinations are something of a rarity.
Correct, yes.
Boy, there it is again, that almost standing switch attempt that nearly backfired on Santillo.
And just the pressure that Schaefer applies here from the top position.
Heavy across the hips. Even against a guy that outweighs him by 23 pounds. A lot of times, and that's a lesson that takes a lot of people a long time to learn. It's not about the pounds, it's about the pressure.
Yes, you're correct. Spoken like a true coach. Keep that pressure on him. Relentless pressure. Nice battle here at the heavyweight class.
Well, the strategery pays off for Graham here at the upper weights as Johnny Schaefer comes away with a 5-2 victory. And Graham is now up 22-5 here, and we will step away momentarily from the gymnasium, but we are going to send things back to the student. Now we'll step away here momentarily, take a quick break, and we'll be back after this. You're watching high school wrestling on Spectrum Sports. Back here at Lakewood St. Edward High School, where Graham leads the Eagles by a 22-5 score. We're going to send it now to Matt Finkus for our halftime interview.
Thanks, Ryan, and we'll get you back out to the dual meet here in just a few minutes. But first, we wanted to bring in Brad Jennings, CEO of Financial Providence Group and our sponsor for these dual meets. Brad, great to have you.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about FP Group and what you guys do.
So we are a final expense agency. We deal with the senior market. Excuse me. We go out there and we protect people on their final expenses.
And I mean, you guys have a lot of exciting things happening. You had a record year last year. You got a new office opening up here in the Columbus area. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, we are building a corporate office in Westerville. We've got close to 1,000 agents, so that's basically going to be their home.
And again, you talk about home and kind of the family culture that you've built at FP Group. You know, I've been around you guys. It's a very close-knit family, and that's a culture that you're pretty proud of.
Absolutely. I mean, we are truly family here. So, you know, I mean, my friends, my best friends are all affiliated with the agency, so it's great.
And, you know, again, giving back to the community. You guys, you and your wife Alex have done a ton giving back, not just to Ohio State and the wrestling program there, but all kinds of different things. You know, how did you get involved with the philanthropy and giving back to it?
I mean, we want to help the community out. You know, I mean, it's one thing to help your family out, but when you're helping thousands of other people, it's a great feeling.
And again, how can people get involved? If they want to be part of this family culture, or part of this great company, how can they get involved?
Well, the first step is to go to the website, fpgroup.us. One of our managing agents will get a hold of you and go from there.
Go from there. All right. Well, Brad Jennings, thanks for having you. Thanks for your involvement in wrestling and sponsoring these great dual meets and bringing high school wrestling to the great state of Ohio.
Thank you.
All right, and we'll get you back out to the duel right now on Spectrum Sports.
All right, Matt, thank you very much. Thank you very much, and we'll step away here, be back in just a moment for the second half of these matches on Spectrum Sports. Today's match is sponsored by Financial Providence Group. Back here at St. Edward High School in Lakewood, Ohio. And we turn the lineup card over, I guess you could say, and go to the lightweights. After the big boys got at it, we're at 106 pounds. Rich Del Santer of St. Ed's in the black singlet. Trace Braun in the white singlet for the Graham Falcons. Good takedown by Del Santer, wasting no time, the freshman getting right at it. And it's 2-0. Del Santo ranked 5th in Division I. Braun 16th ranked Division II. Both of these wrestlers are freshmen. Ryan Mitchell and Don Lawrence here with you in Northeast Ohio. Central Ohio has made some strides. The Cincinnati area, Northwest Ohio has been very, very solid over the years. But this is the cradle of Ohio wrestling here in Northeast Ohio, no doubt about it.
And I'll tell you, you usually look to the lightweights for the speed and the action, the fast pace, but those heavyweights we just got done watching, impressive speed.
Both had good hips, light on their feet, a lot of motion. It is still striking when you go from the heavyweights to the 106-pounders. They take up a lot less mat space. Put the two of these guys together and they don't equal either one of those wrestlers from the last match. At the halfway point, Graham leads this 22-5. Falcons did a little lineup shuffling to try and maximize their points. It has worked to this point. Another takedown for Del Santo. Nicely done. He's up 4-1 here. Del Santo is on the Ohio Schoolboy National Greco team. So if you were thinking about going upper body with him, think again.
Might be a bad choice.
You know, in theory, Greco-Roman wrestling should be the most fan-friendly, high-flying stuff out there. But once you get pretty evenly matched competitors, it rarely turns out to be the case.
Correct. I agree. Yeah, you see some of those battles in the upper body, sometimes not as much thrown as you would think.
Looks like we got a freestyle position here, parterre, with Braun stretched out.
We'll see how long Fred Feeney lets this go.
He was quick to pull the trigger in that 220-pound match on Johnny Schaefer once he saw him backing up, and nearly pulled the trigger at the end of the match for what would have been a deciding stalling call. But then went over the table, talked things over as far as how much time was on there, and then reversed that decision. Rightly so. And that takes gumption for a referee.
I agree. He gets a big attaboy from me, because
I think we both thought it was the wrong call initially. And he went back, talked things over, figured out how much time was where, and then after going through all that stuff, he realized that that probably wasn't the right call, reversed it, let the wrestlers decide it on the mat. Into the second period here. Look out now. Boy, very nearly back points, but instead it's a reversal by Del Santo. He goes up 6-1. Had Braun been able to catch that, it would have been amazing, because he was not in a good position. Even when he was starting to stretch out the arm, he wasn't in a good position to try and hold it there. Del Santo,
right, maybe getting a little too excited, looking to score in the top position too quick there. Ends up costing him.
Now this will cost him another 2 points as Del Santo comes away with a takedown. And now you can see he wants to push the pace, as we saw Cody Howard do for Eds. At 195 pounds, that's their lone victory to this point. Del Santo looking to put on a takedown clinic and get himself into tech fall range. Trace Braun finished 4th at the GMVWA. Another takedown for Del Santo. These two have not wrestled head-to-head in high school.
Nice takedown series by Del Santo with that wrist and over the collar tie. Ben Askren kind of made that famous with the NCAA championships with Missouri.
I think in a lot of ways he made Funk famous.
He did, yes, he made, yeah.
And crazy curly hair.
Crazy curly hair. I remember going down to St. Louis to the NCAA championships, and You know, he had that crazy blonde curly hair, and a lot of the Missouri fans would wear the wigs.
That's right.
Entertaining.
Just finished up his MMA career.
Yes.
If that retirement holds true, as they never do.
He says, well, if that one fight comes along that I want, I'll come out of retirement. So we'll see how that works out for him.
His style of fighting was very similar to his style of wrestling, which doesn't sell a lot of tickets. Another takedown, 14-5 the score now. It's dominating, it's effective, but if you're in show business, I don't know that it's getting a posterior every 18 inches, which is why probably he never got his shot at the highest level. Well, now, yeah, I thought we were going to see Braun try and do a little something upper body. And why not? You're down 8 points. Again, here in a situation where you're outmatched right now today. You want to win the match. You want to do whatever you can to close the gap and win the match. But you also want to make sure you keep it as close as possible. So on the one hand, you would like to open it up a little bit. But on the other, taking a chance where maybe you wind up on your back, that's not ideal. Del Santo finishes off another takedown. 16-6.
Quite the mouthpiece Del Santo has in. The brace has got to be covered, top and bottom.
Absolutely. They didn't used to have that rule. I had braces when I wrestled, and boy, the insides of my lips looked like hamburger after every match.
Oh, my younger brother went through that same thing.
I could never breathe with a mouthpiece in.
Yeah. I had a tough enough time breathing during a regular match with no mouthpiece, so I couldn't imagine.
Out of bounds they go, and it's 18-8, a 10-point match here. 24 seconds remain, so it doesn't look like the tech will be in the offing for Del Santo. Looked like he was just going to go take him out, take him down, kick him out here, but trying to get some riding. 15 seconds remain.
Battle into the end.
And that'll do it. 18-8 is the final. Richard Del Santo comes away with a major decision. And Ed's creeps closer. 19-9 now the team score. Tanner Jordan from Graham takes the match. Scotty Richter from Ed's to oppose. Jordan ranked 2nd Division II. Richter ranked 5th in Division I. Tanner Jordan is also ranked 13th nationally.
A lot of the guys in these lineups ranked nationally.
No kidding. It's been a tremendous dual meet so far. Actually, I misspoke on the team score. It's 22-9.
Ryan, I'm thinking with the Tanner Jordan name and your familiarity with the Graham program, maybe. I'm not sure any relation.
Well, Rocky's the last of Jeff's sons. I'm not sure if there is. They had a Jordan a few years ago. There was no relation.
I'll be darned. Quite the wrestling name to live with. Richter traveled with our Titan Wrestling Club to the Virginia Beach Nationals several years ago.
He's trying to fend off this takedown, holding onto the arm and trying to keep Jordan from circling behind, but Jordan relentless. Keeps on his toes, gets the 2. With the clock winding down here in the first period, under 20 seconds to go. Very crowded gym here at St. Edward's High School. The temperature has gone up about 15 degrees since the first match started. Not quite as warm as it is at Walsh High School during the finals of the Ironman.
Correct. Yes. Speaking of the Ironman, I see Bob Prusy in attendance. Kind of the man that built the Ironman tournament. Just
gave up the GM duties this year, yeah?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Long time. I mean, that was his project, and he did a great job. Bob Prusy did with that Ironman wrestling tournament.
Thing. No doubt about it.
I see sitting beside him Pat Galbincia, longtime Cleveland plain dealer, sports writer.
1 count on the back, no 2. So Scotty Richter riding hard here. Tanner Jordan able to flip it, flop it.
Deep half in there.
It is. Richter's got that half in deep.
He's got it in deep.
Just wasn't able to catch the angle, keep the wrist in far enough, and get his shoulders maybe a little bit too far.
We might be looking for a spladle here.
Yes, indeed. Jordan has that down leg. And now we're in a scramble. And now we are out of bounds. And is there any change? Here? Yes, reversal is the call. We're going to get a clarification request here from the bench for St. Ed's.
We'll see how Fred handles this. There it is.
You go. If you are questioning a call, you're going to get a warning. As a coach, one thing you can always do is ask for the application of the rules. What was the application of the rule there? It's a potentially dangerous call. But if you're just out there to argue a call, oftentimes a referee will hit you with that warning, and the next time it'll cost you a team point. Which a lot of if we were able to catch on camera. The referee asked, hey, do you want to contest this call? We'll do it over at the table. And they took him up on the offer.
Coach Effernan, yes, I want to hear this. I want to. That'll settle down a coaching staff in a hurry, though.
You would think, especially when points cannot be given away.
Correct. Yes.
So after the reversal, it is 4-0. Jordan on top, and now he's working for the turn. And this is where you've got to be careful here. You got to make sure you're not going against the joint. You've done all this work to get in this position, and there is the potentially dangerous stoppage. Under 10 to go. Obviously, Jordan's trying to ride this out. Richter will have choice of position in the third period.
Tough call here. Tough call here.
Down 4 points. If you take bottom, you can gain yourself a point, but if it takes you 45 seconds to do it, I don't know how much of a victory that is. And we've already seen Tanner Jordan look pretty good on top.
There it is. He's starting to come out. He's cutting that side cradle.
Well, that was a pretty nice job of slipping through there by Richter. An unconventional means of breaking a cradle, but effective nonetheless. And I don't know if that works in the first period when guys aren't as sweaty.
Yeah, kind of slid through, yep. Armbar on one side, half on the other, going back and forth.
Well, that's what you got. As long as you're out to the side and you're working, you're not going to get hit for that stall. And right now, Jordan can continue to look busy on top and burn this clock away, because right now, with 50 seconds remaining, he's on top 4-0. that's the danger we're talking about, taking down in this position against a wrestler who has already shown to be pretty good on top. Although now that's a tough stretch. I don't know if Richter's going to have the wherewithal to get out of there, but it seemed like Jordan got a little bit high. He got one count. Now he's got a couple. He's going to get some back points here, and that may well ice this one. It'll put him up 6-0.
Oh,
and
going for the full. Going for the full. Richter, nice bridge. Nice. Good fight by this young man. That would have been devastating.
Yes. So the match will finish 7-0. That stays within the regular decision margin. 3 more points to Graham, and they lead at 25-9. That'll put us at 120 pounds now, and this is one of those matches that could go either way. A swing match, as we call it, where neither team has a particular favorite. Alec Martin ranked 2nd at D2. Angelo Rini, 5th ranked Division I for Eds. Rini last year 5th in the state at 106 pounds. Martin is a freshman. He was a junior high state champ a year ago. And on a shot fought off by Rini. Great quickness and action by both wrestlers so far in the early going. Just 30 seconds into this one. Alec Martin with his 2nd shot. He's in deep. Near the out-of-bounds line, doesn't have much room to work with.
Oh, my.
Great job of turning it the other way, and now Rini fighting for the takedown. Well, he fought it off and doesn't give it up as they go out of bounds.
Tough call on the edge of the mat there. I'm not so sure there if they battled right there.
Also at the corner of the mat where there's a lot of extra room to work. This is the 4th shot attempt for Martin. So he has definitely been the aggressor on attempts. Hasn't been able to finish one yet, but now he's got Rini on his hip. If he can get around the waist there, he's going to get the takedown. Still nothing awarded.
Got to get that right arm around. Here comes that right arm. It's coming that right arm. Nothing yet. Still nothing yet.
He's got the leg hook. Now he's got to pop that right arm out of it.
Down to 24 seconds left. Still looking for the finish.
Now the arm's free. That should be the 2. Referee's still waiting for it. There it is. And there you see right on our screen, that second hand, the right hand came around behind the waist, locked there. That establishes control. You get the takedown. Under 8 seconds now, and Rini looking to get free. Trying to escape, and does. Just before time expires in the first period. That is a big get.
That is.
Angelo Rini.
That is a big get. I mean, you fought that hard to get that takedown. And at the end of the period, Rini pops out and gets an escape.
Those points are oftentimes a difference in a razor-thin match.
Yes, they are. He gave it up with seconds to go in the first period.
Because now with Rini choosing bottom, if he gets an escape, we're back to scratch.
Yes. Good call, Ryan. Yep.
Martin still leading. And there it is. 2-2. Oh boy, bad shot taken by Martin. He thought he would be able to catch Rini napping on the escape, but instead, Rini was ready. He got a full night's sleep. He didn't need a nap. And now Rini has the lead. But now it's a shot for Martin. 4-3 is our score.
Oh, he's going big time.
He's got the cradle.
And on a leg, it's going for a single and decides to take it to a cradle. We'll see how Rini fights this off.
And there's the takedown.
Back and forth match.
How about 5-5 with a minute to go in the second? Another takedown attempt. And there the takedown awarded before he got around the waist. The difference is that time Rini went to his butt immediately and was not fighting anything off, wasn't locked in the crotch, wasn't locked around the waist, had no defense, and so the takedown was awarded right away. And now it's a 7-5 match, Martin on top.
Impressive how Martin just shoots those leg attacks. He's always firing, shooting in, offense, offense, offense.
Well, what's he got? 9 shot attempts so far. With 25 seconds left, we'll see if there's another here in the second period. Yep. Not a great one, though. Head down a little bit. Stuffed easily by Rini.
Again, Rini will make him pay for a bad shot. As we witnessed a minute ago there where he spun behind. Boy, oh, he's in on a leg, though. He's in deep.
Shot. Martin looking to finish with under 10 seconds to go. And again, this is one of those late situations. Rini able to score at the end of the first, and now able to fight off a deep shot at the end of the second. And it's right now a 7-6 lead for Martin. He will choose bottom to begin the third. And Rini says, let's go feet. So give another point to Martin. He's up 8-6.
We'll see how long it takes for him to pull a trigger on a leg attack.
Well, Rini to this point has not taken a full-on shot. He hasn't had an opportunity because Martin has been go, go, going.
Yes.
That's one way to keep your opponent from shooting, I guess.
Yes.
If you're on the offense.
You're on the offense. Yeah.
You have to put him on the defense. But some wrestlers are very comfortable there. Counter wrestling. There again, that shot without a whole lot behind it. Rini is able to fend it off. Was not able to score on it, but now may. Nope. Minute 15 remains. Rini needs a takedown to tie. He's in deep now.
Wow.
Caught the ankle before Martin could get the leg back. Now steps over. Martin better be careful. Oh, there's a count. The takedown's been given. Referee is counting back points and now looking for the pin is Rini. The shoulders are down momentarily, but not long enough for the count.
We are close to a fall right here. There it is. There it is. He called it.
What a turn of events. Angelo Rini with the pin with just under a minute to go.
Wow.
What a win for Reds. They get 6 points. And it's now 25-15 at St. Edward High School. We'll be back for more after this. It's crazy here in this gymnasium. You're watching Spectrum Sports. Back at it here at Lakewood St. Edward High School. The Eagles and the Graham Falcons. Nick Moore and Bryce Hepner. Nick Moore for Graham. Hepner for Eds. Hepner, a runner-up last year at 113 pounds. Moore is a freshman. He, like Alec Martin, a junior high state champ a year ago. Out of bounds they go. Well, Don, what a change there. At 120 pounds, Alec Martin was on the offense the whole match. And then was caught in a position where his shoulders were exposed. Wound up on him for just too long. That's a 9-point swing.
Amazing turn of events right there. And I'll tell you what, the St. Ed's fans went crazy. On their feet, they're back in it.
In deep now.
Coming in. Nice scramble situation by Hepner.
A potentially dangerous situation there is the stoppage. To go. Now in on the shot, Moore. Got to keep moving up there. Work for an angle because with that whizzer in and clock running down, not much chance to finish it off.
Well, you see how important this dual meet is. You look at Martin, he gives that pin up and just tears are rolling down his cheeks and headed towards his teammates, and that's just a tough thing to accept, that you're right in a match or
Absolutely.
get caught in a bad position and cost your team dearly.
Nick, the younger brother of Mitch Moore, who we'll see in the final match. Of course, the oldest brother, Brent Moore, wrestled here at Graham. Wrestling now at Virginia Tech.
They introduced Ty Walls here to the St. Ed fans. He gave him a lot to cheer about while he was here, and then went on to Virginia Tech and had a great career there. Now one of the top Olympic hopefuls.
And just a massive human being.
One of those guys, I believe, started wrestling late. You know, wasn't one of the guys started in second grade,
Now, when
third
you're
grade.
built like that, you can start anything late
Yes.
physically and wind up okay. Still no score. Under 40 seconds to go in the first period. Or excuse me, second period, rather.
Uh-oh. Hetner looking to score here if he can pop that leg in.
You want to throw that left leg in. So you have a cross body. Well, he's got that ankle figure forward. He went with the ankle grate with the right leg, figure forward. That showed enough control to the referee that he gave him the takedown. In the waning seconds here. Again, one of those period closeout scores. Well, again, great top pressure across the hips, just keeping Moore planted to the mat. And now Hepner feeling it. He'll choose bottom. And Moore wants to go feet. They'll show the referee optional start, so they will go feet. Went old school on us there a little bit.
Yes, he did.
Didn't just give the uncontested escape. Now if you're Moore, you need at least 2 takedowns, if not a takedown and a turn. Uh-oh. Well, uh-oh, a couple of ways. Which way is it going to finish up here? Another takedown? Yes, there it is, the score. And again, very similar score for Bryce Hepner, who now, if he can throw a leg in, would have that guillotine almost gift wrap form with the arm draped over the back of his neck. Wasn't quite ready. Now, if you're St. Ed's, time is running out here in this duel. Those 6 points scored by Angelo Rini gets them back to within 9, but they're including this one, 4 matches to go. You don't have a lot of wiggle room. Eds will be favored on paper at 132 pounds. 138 and 145 are going to be tremendous matches. Both feature nationally ranked wrestlers for both teams. Really good pressure on top here from Hepner. We saw it at the end of the second period, here in the third. Just a lot of weight across the hips, keeping Moore from basing up.
30 seconds in the match.
And up 5-0. Now he's looking to his corner to see.
Tough call.
Do we want more points? You got to get bonus points here. You got to get that lead to 8.
And at the same time, you need to be careful.
Yeah, because the last takedown momentarily looked like it could go either way and for big points. There's the attempt by Moore to make something come of it. And why not? 7-1 will be the final. Bryce Hepner gets the victory over Nick Moore. And things get tighter here at St. Ed's. Isaiah Stickley for Graham. And Matt Casimir immediately on the takedown for St. Ed's. Casimir, a senior. Stickley, a sophomore. Casimir's been on the podium at the state tournament each of the last 2 years. Fourth as a sophomore, third last year as a junior. Or excuse me, flip that. Third as a junior, fourth last year as a... Fourth as a junior, let me say this right. Third as a sophomore.
Correct, there you go, yeah. Looking to get to that top this year.
Yes. And you know he wants big bonus points here.
As do the St. Ed's fans that are hanging from the rafters here.
Hey, a pin ties this thing up or gets it to within one.
Pressure in that armbar series looking good right there.
25 to 18 is our current score. Pin will get you 16 points. Oh, he's got that deep. He's got that deep.
Yes, he does.
Stickley
He's
fighting
heading
for all
to his
he's
back.
worth. It's into back point territory now. But this is where you can get that pin if you can finish it off. Stickley is able to get the arm free. Tremendous wrestling action here on Spectrum Sports.
Looking for more back points. Tossing the legs in. Down to 25 seconds.
Got a couple of more dual meets coming your way here on Spectrum. And then, of course, the State Series. Ten seconds to go here in a first period that is all Casimir. Choice to Stickley, deferred. Starting neutral here in the second period. Well, for the moment, Casimir wanted to look for that cement job. Thought better of it, just wanted the points.
Looking for a cradle there. We'll see if he goes back to his armbar series that worked so well for him in the first period.
Rams started this duel off rolling, winning the first 4 matches. Stall call on Stickley on bottom. Unusual pry attempt, not under the arm, but just trying to fold that arm like a chicken wing and pry it over. Good physical wrestling here from both schools. Stickley's been warned once for stalling. Casimir will set him free. 7-1 now the score.
Just digs that underhook series, Casimir does.
There you go, looking to the side. And again, Stickley did a nice job there of keeping the elbow down, not getting his arms wide and opening himself up. Get driven to his back. With the score as it is, if Eds wins all 3 matches, they will win the duel. But if they don't win all 3 matches, they're going to need bonus points and heavy bonus points in their 2 wins.
Casimir trying to get some of those heavy bonus points you spoke of. And into the third period, see what he's going to go.
Stickley. And now Stickley has not shown an ability to get out on bottom. But from a strategy standpoint for Graham, as long as you don't get turned here, it's a major decision, and you'll give up 4 points. But you worry about maybe going feet to back if you take neutral. If you get off the bottom, you get out of bonus points. And there's a stall call, so that will make it now 10-1. And now you've got to be careful because there's a lot of time left left in this period. And if you continue to stall and you wind up disqualified, that'll cost you 6 points.
Yeah, Casimir back at that armbar series. He's got it deep in there.
He got the turn the first time.
Knuckles in the back. Got to pull that far wrist. Then he goes to a half on the other side. That's even tougher to defend.
Clock winding down to 1 minute. The younger Stickley trying his level best to fight this turnoff and save his team some points. That gets a little bit higher, you're going to get potentially dangerous. And it's, well, now a good lace.
Casimir setting it in. That's
Casimir
trouble.
did a great job lacing that.
That is trouble.
Shoulders heading toward the mat. Stickley fighting.
Oh my, he has it deep. Casimir has it extremely deep right here.
Referee is right on it.
Down to 25 seconds left.
Matt Casimir with the pin, and this gym is going crazy.
Oh my goodness.
We've got ourselves a 1-point duel heading into 2 matches where all 4 wrestlers are nationally ranked. £138. J.D. Stickley for Graham. Bryce Andonian for Graham.
No one
Stickley
leaving here early.
No. Stickley ranked 3rd in the nation, but look out! There's a takedown for Bryce Andonian right out of the blocks.
Oh, and he's shoving. Here we go. It's on.
A little bit of extracurricular activity. You think these guys don't want this win?
This crowd is into it now, I'll tell you.
Stickley ranked 1st in Division 2. Andonian ranked 4th in Division 1, but ranked 15th nationally. Andonian, the state champion, is a freshman at 106 pounds.
Oh my.
Now looking for a reversal. What a lift. 2-2, and they're out of bounds. Andonian, as a sophomore, placed 5th at 120 pounds. Stickley last year, the 138-pound state champion. His first time on the podium. He has knotted this match at 2 apiece.
All the battles back and forth, and we are at 25-24. Looking for a tilt series. Here it comes. No, can't turn them.
Did not have the leverage. But Stickley does have Andonian flat on the mat. .45 to go, Andonian. Looking to get up off the mat. He's done it once already, didn't escape. And now we'll see. Stickley able to bring him back, yes. And free, no. And out of, oh, the escape is given. Stickley was still on a leg. There was enough separation for the referee to say 1 point, escape, and we're back to neutral. J.D. Stickley and Bryce Andonian here at 138 pounds. Penultimate match of the duel. And only 1 point separates these teams.
Nice. Good counter. Oh, my goodness.
Look out here. Takedown,
oh
yes. Takedown, no.
No, waves it off. Good call.
And that's the end of the period. Tremendous action and a great job letting things settle down before making any calls. 3-2, Andonian on top. Had Andonian been able to settle that down,
oh my goodness, it was
turns
trouble.
into a 5-point move in the final 10 seconds of the period. Andonian to
yes. Impressed with Fred Freeney here.
He's done a nice job.
He has done a great job here with this match.
Veteran official He's seen just about everything there is to be seen on the mat. And how big now, with this being a 1-point match, is him changing his own call back at 220 pounds, or excuse me, at 182 pounds.
Yes.
Instead of a win on a stall call for Zakib in the final second, it turned into a win for Schaefer in overtime. You flip that script, and right now St. Ed's has the lead. Stickley very tough on top.
Rolling that wrist out.
He hasn't come close to a turn, but boy, is he just making Andonian wear him like a backpack.
Deep half there. There it is. There's that roll.
Can he get free? Not yet, but still working. 1 or 2. What's it going to be here near the out-of-bounds line?
Still battling
Nothing
here.
yet,
Still
because
battling
Stickley
here.
still has the leg.
Still battling. They still have.
And there's the reversal.
And there is the reversal.
Andonian with the 2. He's up now 5-2 with 42 seconds to go in period number 2. And a very different look as we look to the benches. St. Ed's, everybody is up. They are feeling it. And right now, Graham, who had a 15-0 lead at one point, you can see the tension beginning to mount.
Yeah, you're right, Ryan. That demeanor on that St. Paris Graham bench has definitely changed.
Now, if they split these 2 matches, one team wins each. Unless there's bonus points, Graham's going to win the duel. And it's hard to see with such evenly matched competitors, bonus points coming. But look here. Andonian trying to scoop that head into some back points.
There he is again. There he is again.
But Stickley trying to scoop the hips away, is able to do it, fight off that deep half. And Andonian, as the period comes to a close, you kind of look over the bench as if to say, what do we got to do to turn this guy? Fred Feeney checking something out at the scorer's table to make sure that everything is as it should be. 5-2 is the score. Choice to Stickley, down 3 points, heading to the third. First period saw a takedown and a quick reversal. A reversal in the second period. Stickley quickly to his feet, brought back down by Andonian. Oh, he potentially dangerous on that hold there, with the arm bar heading north-south up the back. The referee's going to stop that every time.
Yes. Escaping a takedown here needed. Get back in this match.
Stickley now cradled up.
Wow.
Andonian trying to stretch it back.
Big here. He's
Stickley
coming out
fighting, though. You can see he's just very, very calm down on the mat, whether on top or on bottom. Now, if you're Stickley, you got to get clear and get your one.
Yes.
There it is.
He got him the one.
Escape given down on the mat. You don't always see that.
Minute 20.
Plenty of time left in this match. Stickley needs to take down. Andonian needs to burn 1 minute 20 seconds off this clock. He'd love to do it by scoring more points. How much does this home crowd factor into this match right now?
Yeah, it's a tough crowd. Stickley needs a takedown here. They're battling. He's stopping, hesitating.
And he does.
He's on that head.
Andonian has the leg, but back to their feet. That's not a great place to try and finish the takedown. So he does the smart thing and works back out of there. Now, the upper body lock. .40 ticks.
30 seconds. Stickley needs to make something happen here. He needs to be
here's
more
the thing.
offensive.
If you're Stickley, you don't want to score too early, because then if you give up an escape, you still lose the match. So now with about 20 seconds to go, we'll see if he turns it on.
He's got to turn it up right here. Get that hand off, that elbow off your knee, moving in.
Now he's just nearly out of time.
And then just a blind shot from 1.5 miles away.
But is it going to work?
And it headlock! Oh my goodness!
Andonian puts Stickley to his back.
Oh my!
Will he get the fall? Time is out. Now Fred Finney just slapped the mat. But I don't think he's calling a pin.
I don't believe he is.
He gave the 3 back points.
3 back points.
So awarding the back points, I think, means no pin after the match was over. So I believe our final score is going to be 10-3. And they want to know, the St. Edwards coaches want to know, did you slap the mat for a pin or not? Now, I will say this. I looked at the clock and time was out before he ever came close to slapping the mat.
Very important call here.
I do not think there should be a pin here. Okay, so there it is. 10-3 was the final score.
10-3.
What does that mean? It means St. Ed's leads this 27-25 heading into our feature match of the night. Mitch Moore and Sam Dover, both ranked #1 in their respective divisions. Dover in on a shot. Moore fights it off. Mitch Moore, a 3-time state champion, first at 113 pounds, then at 126, and last year at 132. He's up to 145 pounds this year. Shorter, stockier, Moore. Dover has the reach advantage. He's made the podium twice at the Schottenstein Center. As a freshman, he was 5th at 132. Last year, 3rd at 138 pounds. Dover outplaced Moore, who earlier this year was the top-ranked wrestler in the nation at this point, at this weight class. Looking for the throw.
Oh, my goodness.
Moore with 2 takedown and 2 on the back. Goes up 4-0, and they're out of bounds. Moore struggled a bit at the Ironman, though, finishing 8th. Dover outplaced him, placing 5th. They did not match up head-to-head.
That got the St. Paris Graham bench moving. They're all fired up now.
Mitch Moore continue his wrestling career at Virginia Tech, along with his brother Brent. The escape makes it 4-1. Moore, tough to score on, stays in tremendous position.
Digs that underhook.
Gravity.
Digs that underhook series. I mean, steady, just digging that underhook and pressuring in.
And how much confidence do you have to get that underhook that deep without head position?
Yeah.
You have to be extremely confident in your hips, legs, and ability to move to throw an underhook in that deep against a guy like Sam Dover with your head on the opposite side. Moore ranked 12th in the nation right now at 145 pounds. Dover ranked 20th in the nation.
Oh,
and on a
nice
deep high
leg
seat.
attack.
Turns it into a single. Moore trying to fight it off. This is where the height of Dover could come into an advantage.
Yes, you're right, Ryan.
And the period
Oh, my
ends with no
goodness.
score. Choice to Moore, he wants bottom.
Little lightning in a bottle from Dover right there with that leg attack. That was quick. Dover digging in that claw series, tossing a leg in.
Again, with those long legs, you can use those as levers. You're in good position against a shorter wrestler.
Maybe he's not trying to get back points here as tough as he might, but he is wearing Moore out in the bottom position.
Wrestle for the 3rd period here.
Yes.
If you can get points, so much the better. But look, almost had that slipped off the half and then went down to the mat. Moore was not able to get his hips up and capitalize. Boy, Moore just stretched out here underneath Dover.
Dover working him over with those legs.
Well, and again, that's where the reach advantage comes in, both in arms and legs. You got double boots in, running that half. There's not a whole lot the bottom man can do unless he gets into a position of power. When you're stretched out like that, your load is gone. You have no power. Moore has the advantage in strength and thrust when they're on their feet.
Right.
Arms and legs cocked, but stretched out like this.
Stretched out and yet unable to build a base.
Those muscles don't do a whole lot of good down there other than just to keep you off your back. And believe me, against most opponents, if Sam Dover had both those boots in with that,
yes,
they're going over.
It's over. It's over. That's why he's ranked so high in the nation.
Well, got a little bit high right there, and is a little bit high right now if Moore can pop his hips up.
Just those long arms with that claw series.
And going back to the energy being burnt here by Moore, going into the third period as we're nearly there. 10 seconds left in the second. Moore does not score and escape. And now we'll go to the third with choice to Dover, and he is going to be by far the fresher wrestler over the final 2 minutes. And Dover will choose down to try and make it a 2-point match. He's had a couple of good shots so far.
Wow, right to his feet. Ryan, that was a quick stand up, but he's working.
Now Moore knows he's going to let him go there. I thought maybe he'd try and sneak out of bounds. 2-point match. And we're back to the middle.
And we still have Dover's speed in on that leg attack. Look at it, here he is again.
Again with the long arms and long legs, he should be able to chase the far ankle.
Here he's standing up with it. He's on the toe.
Moore rolling through.
Out.
Now, if nothing else, he might be able to burn some time here.
That's exactly what's happening.
Come out the back door. Moore needs to keep that ankle in tight. Now he can work. And now they need to work out. They need to look out for the back.
Nothing yet.
Now we're in a straight scramble here. Oh, a stoppage there as they were continuing to move. I think Moore looked like he was in a better scoring position there had that been allowed to continue. But they were in there for a long time, so you can see why it was stopped. 1:04 to go.
Down to a minute to go in this dual meet. Can Dover get a leg attack into a finish here?
The high C again turned it into a single.
Oh, he's going to the head. It's better him just
and
going
again,
to the
Moore
feet. Oh.
diving underneath, trying to scramble.
On that ankle. Just looking to... Down to 40 seconds. Just holding on. Dover in on that leg attack. He's going to finish one of these times.
Yeah. Moore up 4-2.
Moore showing his athleticism, though.
No stall warnings here. And this gym is electric. And that'll kill that. Blood time.
Blood time. And I'll tell you, Moore is...
That's what they call throwing a wet blanket on the drama right there.
Yeah. Down to 36 seconds left in this dual meet.
And nothing settled. It's a 1-point duel right now. The winner of this match will win the dual meet for his team. Fans, join Matt Finkus and I as we go beyond the mat with a breakdown of Ohio's top teams and individuals in both high school and college on the Rudish Wrestling Report, Thursdays at 7 p.m. only on Spectrum Sports.
Here we go. We're down here, Ryan. The last 30 seconds of this dual meet. Can Dover.
Now Moore would be wise if he can get back to that underhook. We saw it earlier. You commented on it. Now he's in there.
There it is. Dover's got to get out. He can't shoot his offense from here. Looks up at the clock. 17 seconds left.
Moore with the forward pressure. Now he's pulling it back in. He doesn't want to go out of bounds. He doesn't want to restart. Look out now. Little lock by Dover. 5 seconds left.
There it is. He's in on the leg.
A shot turned away. And with a 2-2 in the first period, Mitch Moore is going to come away with a 4-2 victory. And that will give St. Paris Graham
Wow, what a match.
28-27 win over Lakewood St. Ed's. What a dual meet we had today.
28-27. You couldn't write it any better.
No, it started off rolling for Graham, and then Ed's came storming back to take the lead. But in the end, Graham gets the 28-27 lead. We will step away here momentarily and be back to wrap it up from St. Edward High School on Spectrum Sports. What an event here at St. Edward High School. Certainly worth the price of admission, Don, for this one. We thought it was going to be great. We were not disappointed.
We were not. Two of the top teams in the country going at it. Momentum changes back and forth, and pins and major decisions and coaching maneuvers, and just had all the fireworks.
It certainly did, including fireworks at 132 pounds, where we saw Casimir of St. Ed's get the big fall to get St. Ed's right back in this thing. He was leading Isaiah Stickley, the youngster, for Graham when he wound up putting him on his back. At that point, Graham led the duel 25-18, and he gets the pin to pull him to within a point. And then they got ahead with Andonian upsetting, I think you have to call it that, J.D. Stickley, and then setting the table for our feature match of the night. And Mitch Moore got a takedown and 2 back points in the first period. It looked like Sam Dover was going to wear him out, use his length, and come back and get the win, but Moore held on. And now we'll take a look at the results here for the entirety of the duel. And again, remember, we started this thing at 152 pounds, which set the stage for that 145-pound finish. And but as it all is put together, Richie Del Santer gets the win at 106 pounds. Tanner Jordan with a 7-0 shutout at 113. There's another really good match at 120 pounds that wound up with Angelo Rini coming out with a pin at the end over Alec Martin. And then Hefner with the win for Graham. Casimir with that big pin. Andonian with a huge 10-3 victory over J.D. Stickley. That'll shake up the national rankings certainly when next they are released. Moore gets the 4-2 win at 145 pounds. The heavier weights who actually went earlier today really saw Graham jump out to that early lead as Joey Sanchez started it off. Ryan Thomas got the win. Rocky Jordan with a pin gets 6 points to Graham. They kept rolling up 15-0 at one point. Graham won 2 of the last 3 there at 195. Or excuse me, Ed's won at 195 and 285 to get themselves rolling. So it was back and forth. There were a lot of momentum swings within matches and then certainly within the duel itself. And Don, that's what makes this matchup so fun.
It is. Fun night of wrestling. You know, the fans, sometimes they might leave it, a little early. Not this one. They stayed for the final, and that final was a great one. And, congratulations to St. Paris Graham and Jeff Jordan, and the train keeps rolling forward. So look forward to the state duels, and can these two battle through their way, like you said earlier, through Brecksville and Elyria and the other players in that, and can they get there and meet again?
It's hard to imagine it would be better than what we saw tonight at St. Edward High School. So the final score tonight is St. Paris Graham 28 and Lakewood St. Ed's 27. Tune in next week as we follow the Falcons home to St. Paris where they'll host the Wadsworth Grizzlies. Check your local listings for that airtime right here on Spectrum Sports, your television home for high school sports. For Don Lawrence and the entire Spectrum Sports crew, I'm Ryan Mitchell. Good night from St. Edward's High School.